Good morning, children of God.
Good morning.
So good to have you with us this morning. This is in progress. No one ever has succeeded in escaping from the present. May need to think about that a little bit, seeing as how what's coming up in a couple, 3 days. The end of this one and the beginning of another one. And all kinds of things happening as we move forward from there. But I know what we can do to begin today. Let's get back into it in the silence. Please stand.
In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, good is there. In the light, now you find, as you know, peace of mind. In the silence, your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Love is there. Peace is there. Truth is there. God is there.
In this moment, love is here. Peace is here. Truth is here. God is here. And we take a moment, O loving Father, Mother God, and acknowledge your presence moving in and through us this day. In this moment, we choose to be open and receptive and responsive to your instruction and to your guidance. In this moment, we are grateful for the opportunity to come together, to worship, to sing, and to pray in the name, in the nature, and in the power of the Christ. Amen.
Amen. Now is the time for the reading of the daily word, and Kathleen will read it to us today. The daily word is born anew.
I am born anew. Every day, my body is renewing itself. New skin is created, hair grows, and each organ remakes itself cell by cell. This same process applies to my inner life as well. I may have noticed a habit or reaction that I would like to change, a belief that is limiting, or a false story that I am telling myself. In my prayer time, I consider what the divine image of myself might be. It may be more compassionate, understanding, or forgiving. I hold this vision in my mind and heart, knowing it may take time to come to fruition. Each day I release old ways of being and give life to a renewed, radiant self. And from Colossians 3:9-10, do not lie to one another, seeing that you have stripped off the old self with its practices and have clothed yourselves with the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge according to the image of its creator.
One of the things that is the truth of us is the more often we are willing to acknowledge who we are and give power to that word, the more our world changes. And as we set visions, we set a vision for ourselves. And here's the truth of us. Let's take our affirmation together. I am a child of the living God. I have within me the all-creating power of the Christ. It radiates from me and blesses all whom I contact. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I am now in the presence. Let's breathe into that as we join with Steve in singing, I Am. From your heart now. And having spoken these words of the truth of us, gently now, easily, we go to that place within us, our secret place. Jesus called it our inner closet. Charles Fillmore suggested for him it was right behind his heart. And I like that description. And so I become heart-centered. And as we pause, we enter in this day, we follow his instructions. As you enter, close the door. We're closing the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I should have done. We're closing the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I have yet to do this day. And for one holy moment, we rest. And we listen. In our prayers, we are learning to ask. It is here in the stillness, in the silence, where answers come. Perhaps in the form of word, peace, order, harmony, love. Perhaps in the vibration of the music that lifts you up. Regardless of how it comes to you this day, know these gifts come to you wrapped in love. This day, in this moment, choose to say yes. I accept these gifts. I reach out. I take them. I embrace them. I immerse myself in them. And as I do so, each and every cell of my being responds, from the top of my head to the tips of my toes. I am blessed. From within this blessing, I remember I am a channel through which good flows into my world. Having freely received, I now open that channel wide to freely give to my world the gifts from me, through me. Their journey begins in this room, from you, through you, joining with other thought of like mind, growing in strength and in power. And each and every child of God is blessed. I am blessed. I choose to continue to be a blessing from me, through me, into our spiritual community, wherever that might be this day, into our city here, into our stage, touching, healing, blessing. As this flow continues, I am blessed. I choose to continue to be a blessing from me, through me. This flow continues across our country, around our world, touching, healing, blessing each and every one of God's children, whether they know it or not. And in this flow, I am blessed. I choose again to be a blessing. From me, through me, good flows throughout our universe. And in this knowing, I remember, in truth and in spirit, we are never separate one from the other. Somewhere, somewhen, someone is saying in this moment, thank you, thank you, thank you for the gifts from you, through you are gratefully received, and that gratitude swells up and returns to you. The circle of life, whole and complete. I breathe it, I live it, and I rest in it for one holy moment. knowing there's more yet for me to do this day. Gently now, easily holding to this experience we have just shared, we bring our attention back to this place, to this now. And from our heart, we join together and pray as Jesus, our elder brother, has taught us when he said, "As for you, pray therefore in this manner." Num, 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 num. And in case I wasn't saying it out loud, num. So I was petting the dog, and the dog said, "Why don't you pet me a little lower?" I went, "Okay." No. I don't know where that came from. Somebody asked me the other day, "How do you come up with this kind of stuff?" I said, "I just let the filter go." You know. And just know that what needs to be said will be said, because I'm willing to be a channel and just open up and just say, okay, where do we need to be today? And when I was writing this, a couple months ago at this point, because a new one will be out soon, I was reminded of a friend who said to me, "Things haven't been going well. I've been on a real detour." I went, "Really? How's your detour working out for you?" And she said, "Oh, it's doing this and it's doing that." And I got the organ recital. Some of you have been to that. "Oh, this organ hurts and that organ hurts." And I loved her through that. And in the discussion, we came to the conclusion that what was being perceived as a detour was the path that she needed to go. Because in this detour came lessons that she could put to work. You see, we have a plan, and we have our plan here, and we're going to here, and we all know that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, except in everything in the universe but that one statement. It seems to me, anyway. It may be true, but boy, it doesn't show up that way, does it? Our life does this, and then it does this, and then it does this. And so the question comes up, how do I know I'm on the path? How do I know that things are working for me? And the answer is so simple we miss it. It's a Dr. Philism. How is the world working for you? How's that working for you? Whatever you're holding on to, how's that working for you? And if the answer is not too well, in your opinion, not somebody else's, we'll work on that one, then it's time to make a change. And we're in the right perfect time of the year to do that. Next week, we're going to do our burning bowl. And that's where we take all the stuff we've been saving all year long, and we torch it. And we let it go and let God have it. Turn it into smoke. Transform it from what it is to what it isn't, which is power over us, and let her go. We're going to do that next week. That's on the path too. See, because all the stuff you put on that list next week, the ones you're thinking about right now, you needed to do that. Now that sounds on the top, right? Oh man, I didn't need this. And you all have a list. Yes, I really didn't need this in my life. We all have a list. But yeah, you did. I needed this in order to learn how to do what my teachers did, which is what? Overcome adversary. There's a word in there. Somebody will come up with it. Which word? Yes, that word. The A word. When stuff shows up, see, I like stuff. It's so much easier to say. When stuff shows up, what do I need to do? I just need to learn how to overcome it. That's being on my path. And sometimes I don't think so. However, he said, there are tools that you can use as a gauge. No hands are required for the following questions, unless you choose to. How many of you wake up every morning in prayer and meditation? How many of you go to sleep every night in prayer and meditation? How many of you take at least 6 minutes an hour to be in prayer and meditation? Now, why would I say 6 minutes an hour? It's my 10%. See, it's my giving back to my source, being from my source. That's being on my path. And if that you didn't raise your hand on any one of those, good for you. You have something you can look forward to this year. How many of you read your Bible to get the stories and the lessons and the truth once a day? Once a week? Once a month? Today? Doesn't matter. As long as you're getting your source. If you're not reading your Bible, there's some really good stories in there, but you need to remember this. We teach, do not take that book literally. It's a great book. It's got some great instructions. And one of my teachers said one time that the Bible is the blueprint of the human soul. The blueprint. Guess who's the builder? Feel free to everybody raise your hand. Yeah. You build it. But here's the blueprint. So if something's not working well for you, there is a piece of that in that book that will show you and the solutions to it. One of the joys and challenges of having family together is that we have taught our children to express themselves, and that regardless of their positions, we will love them. And so sometimes our discussions go well into the night, let's put it that way. Because we have differing points of view about how our world should work, and we should. And we talk about being open to ideas. I don't have to agree with someone to love them. That's being on my path. Because I'm following the instructions. Love one another even as I have loved you. I don't have to agree with you. I just have to love you through it. And that goes back to learning how to look between the words. Looking past the appearance taking a metaphysical perspective in everything that you do. That doesn't mean I'm not paying attention, I am. But I'm looking for what is behind it. What am I looking for? Joy, passion, truth. See, because I ask that you express your truth as you understand it. Because that was what I've been asked to do. Just express your truth as you understand it. Live your truth. Don't just talk it, Rob. And I had been blessed in my life with many teachers, some of whom are in this room, who remind me regularly to be me. That when I have the tendency from time to time to shift, off the path, I get the look. Everybody knows that look? You have someone in your life that gives it to you. Sometimes the eyebrows go about 7.5 miles north. Right? We all know what it means. And hopefully it's coming from a position of love that's saying, are you sure? Are you? Or maybe you better rethink that. Rob, your filter's not working. Filter up. Right? Or unfilter, as the case may be. Pick one. But as long as I keep moving, I'm okay. As long as I keep stepping out, as long as I keep searching for new tools and new ways to remember who I am and to express it in my world, to come up with programs, processes that work for me, pros as well, that I can put to work. And then I can say, guess what? This works for me. You can pick it up or not as you choose. This is just my path. See, one of the things that I believe to the very core of me is that I have been given a choice, and my teachers, one and all, my teachers with capital T's, have all said the same thing. Here is an idea. Take it in, look at it, and ask yourself a question about the idea. Does this work for you? If the answer is yes, can you put it to work in your life today? Or maybe tomorrow. But can you put it to work in your life? If the answer is yes, hold on to the idea. If the answer is it's an idea, but then let it go. Guess what? If you need it, it'll come back. It will come back. Because it showed up on purpose. Come in. For those of you who couldn't hear it, somebody was a little cuckoo-y. I can't let that one go, can I? Oh, I could, but see, remember what I said earlier about the filters? They're gone. So we make choices. Here's a choice along the same line. On a plate with a very stale biscuit were 2 weevils. A great big furry weevil, really humping around, and a little itty-bitty one, just barely moving along. Of the 2, which should you choose? Well, the smaller one, of course. It's the lesser of 2 weevils. I told you the filter's gone. Just gone. But you'll remember. It's part of your path, believe it or not. And that one may be hard to interpret. But it's just stuff that shows up in your life, and you get to choose how you take that. Some of you, maybe not here, maybe on the TV, are thinking, I can't believe he did that in church. See, because we have a picture of what we think that means. Because most of us take this work that we do very, very seriously, and it is. And it is. However, it also needs to be done in joy and in laughter. In being able to look at ourselves and say, look how, A, how far I have come, and B, how far I have yet to go. That makes the travel, each step, joy-filled, wonder-filled. Okay? That's being on your path too. So we look for processes. when not too long ago I was putting up one of the sayings that we start our service with. And a friend came to me and said, "Rob, I'm really disappointed in you." I went, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "You copied that out of a book and put it up there, didn't you?" I went, "Well, yeah." He says, "Well, all this time I thought you've been making them up." I'm a little disappointed. Whew. Bless you. See? These kinds of things show up. Now, there was a time in my life where I could have taken that really personally. Well, oh, yeah. Yeah. No. But I caught what he was saying, because it's all about perception, where you are in the moment. See? That's being part of your path, part of your opening, your awakening. The reason we are planning on doing the visioning work is we're inviting you to stretch, to really stretch, and undo some things that you're holding on to, because everybody does it. Everybody gets a day older every day. Who says? Well, they do. Oh, I just shifted my prayer to the great God they. Back to my path. What else are you holding on to? If you would just do this, could change your life. And so we hopefully provide tools as we go along. Vision board is one. I love that idea. I can hardly wait. It's going to be fun. Say, I look for those things to be fun. And I tell you this in advance so that in case you have the opportunity to see my board later, you'll wonder which second grader did that. My art skills are not way up on my list. Just saying. I am absolutely in awe of our artists that can create these wonderful, beautiful pieces of work. I'm still working on staying in between the lines. It's part of my path. It's just not where my focus is at the moment. It's okay. God knows what my picture looks like. Okay? And I'm just trying to get it out of here onto here so I can put it out there and walk into it. That's part of my path too. Sometimes I get hung up and I need to remember, and which is why we talk about it so much. I need to remember the truth of my being. Who am I? So that I can move from there. And base is what? Base is love. Breathe. To this body temple. Begin with love. I love you. Together? I love you. Breathe. To this body temple. I bless you. Together? I bless you. Breathe. To this body temple. I appreciate you. Together? I appreciate you. To this body temple and my whole world. I behold the Christ. Together? I behold the Christ. And as long as you keep that statement working for you, to you, I love you, I bless you, I appreciate you, I behold the Christ. As long as you hold that, there's not a doubt you're on your path. Namaste.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.